Hello, hello. Welcome to Gunning to Old Trafford with your host Ibi and Shady, and in the cool seat because this guy is coolness personified.
Oh yes,
Shahid Sumar. But before we get into that, I'm going to hand over to Abdul to introduce the segment and introduce our Arsenal guest.
wow, amazing! I'm so happy. I'm so excited. We got boom, boom, boom. Arsenal is in the house. Shahid Sumar, it's an absolute amazing honor to have you. Before we get into it and the introductions, guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, hit that bell notification, keep the comments coming in, and like Ibrahim says, slide tackling to those DMs. We're waiting for you guys, and we really appreciate it. We are on all the social medias. We'll get it. We'll let you guys know. We're on 6 of them, Ibrahim.
Yeah.
You can cut that off and we're moving on. So, Shahid Sumar. Where do we begin? The Spider-Man of Roshni.
100%.
One of the best goalkeepers we have personally played with.
And played against.
Played
I used to hate
against.
playing against this guy, man.
Played
It's
against.
like
And even coached. Right? And I'll tell you guys later on why this bond is so special. Shahid Sumar is outstanding when it comes to giving a lesson and a pep talk to our development kids in Roshni. Shahid Sumar, welcome.
Thank you guys for letting me be here.
Amazing.
It took me very long to get here. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, it was very
Very
good.
long.
I blame Shady for
Listen,
that. Yeah.
No, you
We
guys.
didn't, Shahid, we didn't want to bring you in 2022.
Oh,
We wanted to bring you in 2023.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Thanks,
saying?
guys. Thank
Right?
you.
So
And you're
you
the
were
first one
special.
for 2023
You're the
in the
first.
hot seat.
You're the
So
first.
Thanks.
special.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
So yeah, amazing stuff,
Good to be
Shahid.
here.
It's amazing to be here. Ibi, on your side, we all good?
Yeah, all good, Abdul.
Um,
And guys, today's segment we're going to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
You know, normally when we have someone in the cool seat, it's more about looking at the top 11. But I think, you know, having Shahid here, you know, it would be a mistake to only look at his top 11. I think Shahid, we're going to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about, you know, Arsenal of the old days. You know, yesteryear. You know, Arsene Wenger, the Invincibles, and then maybe how he declined. We look at Arteta, but we also want to touch on your playing career.
Yeah.
You know,
Of
your
course.
coaching a bit as well. I know you're in PE doing some coaching and playing and stuff. So, you know, we need to touch on all of those
Of
things
course,
as
of
well.
course.
So,
Amazing.
I think the community of Gunning to Old Trafford would really like to see all of that.
Ibi,
So, Abdul, I'll hand over to
remember,
you.
before we started, would you like a gum?
Oh, I like that.
Would you like a gum? All the guests have one. You can have one. And
You don't have to have one. You can have as many as you want.
I'll just have one. I'll just have
You
one.
just have one.
Yeah.
Ibrahim,
No, I'm good for now. Thank you.
you know I got to.
You have to.
I got to. Sorry? Not yet. Okay. Thank you guys. So we never forgot the gums. You know, for a cool seat we must have the gums. Shahid Sumar.
The Arsenal supporter gave it to me, so.
You good.
That's why you didn't
Just-
check. You know,
that's
you
why I
wasn't
didn't
worried.
check.
Shahid, I'm going to break it down for you. 2003-2004. The Invincible. What a time in the Arsenal history. Going the whole season unbeaten. The likes of Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Gilberto Silva, Jens Lehmann. I know you loved David Seaman growing up. Tell us, how did it feel as an avid Arsenal supporter those days? I mean, we were young. We probably were 15, 16 years old. And these guys are going invincible. Arsene Wenger rocking.
The best. One of
Why
the,
did-
I,
why
one
did
of
it
the
make you
best
feel?
coaches. Arsenal was at its peak, I think, at the time. And I think, to be honest, just before that, we were still young. So
Yeah.
Liverpool was a side that I was thinking
You
of. But,
used
but
to look
at
at
the
it.
time, like you said, about 2003, 2004, Arsenal, since then,
They won your heart
Yeah,
over.
but
I'm a Ghana since then.
that was it.
I'm a Ghana since then.
Amazing.
And, yeah.
Amazing. The
20 years.
Invincibles really changed the face of
100%.
football. And you know what, Ibrahim, Shahid, what I feel about, and like I said earlier on, the nostalgia hit me. The way Arsenal celebrated on Sunday. This Arsenal team is one of those, Ibrahim, Shahid, that's going to really wake up a generation.
I honestly
You know
think
what
so.
I mean? So, yeah.
I was telling
it's
Abdul
very-
the other day, and obviously not you guys, but for a long time, we haven't seen Arsenal fans out and about.
100%.
But
Very
everywhere
true.
you go now, you see this Arsenal renaissance almost.
Excitement.
Yeah, you know, the guys got their t-shirts out. The guys are feeling it, you know, like it's
And walking
it's
with
like
their chest out.
Exactly. And it's good to see that because
100%.
clubs like Arsenal, even Manchester United, we struggled the last 10 years. For big clubs like this to struggle for so many years, it's not good to see. And that's why, Liverpool at the top of the game, brilliant to see. Arsenal, United, moving back towards that, and Arsenal going for the title, I love it. And personally, if United are not winning it, I want Arsenal to win it. Just so City doesn't get the 3.
And you heard it first when coming to Old Trafford, it's locked in. If United don't win it, you answer it just like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Exactly, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Are you the P.S. Morgan in the
You
interview?
P.S. Morgan.
Yeah, so guys,
Amazing.
I personally think as Arsenal, we all soccer players,
Yeah.
all of us, we for the love of the game.
Yeah.
So we like to watch good games, whether it's the team we support or not. But
Correct.
seeing the team that you support, like us now, Arsenal, is doing what they're doing now is amazing.
And what Shady is saying, guys, just to tell you guys, when he says we all play football and we all have the love for the football, and we always say, Ibrahim, the respect,
100%.
the
That's important.
respect for the opposition and the respect for one another will always be there.
100%.
And that's what we all need to aspire to, So yeah, brilliant stuff. Ibi, moving
Shahid,
forward.
Yeah, so Shahid, obviously, the Invincibles took you guys almost to, the peak. If you're looking at Everest, you're at the peak.
Yeah.
And then the sudden drop off. And I mean, there were factors, right? You guys moving to a new stadium. Arsene Wenger couldn't buy players. He had to pay off the stadium debt. Anytime you guys got a good player, you had to sell to cover the costs of the stadium and the costs of running the club, etc. So you guys went to the peak and then almost to the bottom. What did you think about the drop-off with Arsene Wenger and how some of the Arsenal fans treated Arsene Wenger towards the end of his reign?
Me as an Arsenal supporter, I was loving them at the time, like I told you, but the drop was heartbreaking.
It was tough.
Yes, and we just Arsenal supporters. I mean, you get some bigger Arsenal supporters than us, or bigger, supporters than that's really supported. So they must have felt it really hard if we felt it that way. To be honest, I couldn't really watch an Arsenal game, even though I supported them, because it was so hard to see them play that way. And so it was bad. It was difficult. No lie.
But then seeing in the stadium the Wenger out chance, were you okay and you thought, yes, it's time for Arsene Wenger to go, or did you think he just needs to be backed and he'll be okay?
I think he needed to be backed. I think if he stayed, just him being there,
it gives you the morale.
Even if he didn't have the best of players, the crowd behind Arsenal Wenger made the team play better. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Once he left and the downfall with the change of the players, it just made it worse.
Shane, 2 weeks ago, he was at the Emirates for the first time since he left.
I seen that.
And it was
amazing.
Epic. It was amazing.
There
was a time where Mikel Arteta, they don't tell the players he's there. Now before this, Bukayo Saka wanted to meet him. And Arteta says when they heard he's there and the song came, there's only one Wenger. He says that the Xhaka and Saka and them all, they actually looked up to now see where's this coming from. Because they were not told. So just the effect, you spoke about the effect of Arsene Wenger. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, man.
And then you guys went through a bit of a tough patch, right? Wenger went, you guys had
Unai Emery, good evening.
Unai Emery came in. Was it only Unai Emery and then Arteta?
Unai and Arteta.
So Emery did, good coach, but I don't think he was the right coach for Arsenal, right? No. And he had different philosophy to how Arsenal play football. Who?
Tony Adams.
No. Freddie Ljungberg, 2 months.
They were just standing.
They were
Yeah, but they were there still.
I personally thought.
Freddie only played, I think it was pre-season matches, and then they got in this guy. But Freddie, you're right, he was there for that
And then
short
Tony
one.
as well for 1 or 2 games.
No, Tony. Remember Tony left, and then Tony was doing the strictly camp dancing.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. So
Shahid, your thoughts on that?
Arteta coming in as a coach, I personally
Was against it.
No, not against it, but I didn't know he'd do what he's doing now. Honestly speaking, because he's young. I mean, he just
Correct.
he's a footballer, but I didn't know he'll turn this Arsenal team
and
into
just
this.
to add what Shine is saying,
Honest.
and I think this happened, just to add it, you can
Yeah.
carry on. at that time, I think, and I honestly also felt that way. You remember that? Because at that time, we had Mikel Arteta who's raw. He's with Pep Guardiola. Difficult. Maybe you want to keep him 2 more seasons with Pep. Really get it going. And then you get Patrick Vieira who's also knocking. And that would feel, for me, that at that time, Patrick Vieira was the guy.
Deserved it more.
Because he was coaching a little bit longer as the first team. But bringing Mikel Arteta was brilliant, man.
It was a brilliant thing.
It changed the face of the club. The club, the supporters, the DNA is back. He's got the supporters going. He's got Emirates jumping.
True.
100%
And the rest
agree.
is history.
But I mean, yes, now we at that point where we feel this, right? And you said you weren't convinced about Arteta, right? At the point, and I think it was after Solskjaer got sacked from Manchester United, Lampard got sacked at Chelsea, there were a lot of calls for Arteta's head at that time. Were you happy to see Arteta go at that point? And did you think he was going to turn things around?
I honestly didn't think he was going to turn things around. It's very unexpected for me, but yes, it's really he turned things around. He turned things. And
If you were
and to honest, I was still a bit shaken that he might not, but like I say, they got through this December period, and they haven't got through it for quite some time. They were first, I think, couple of times in the past couple of years, till December, and then January, end of January.
I mean, that season Leicester won the league. You guys were top, right?
Top,
And you guys were flying, man. And then the sudden drop off.
And then from that boxing, they lost that 1-2 and then gone. And not once, 2-3 times.
A few times.
But Arteta went to the stage. Arsenal is taking the league, and I'm too happy with it.
How's it that real hard hitting Arteta takes no for an answer? He's behind the fence,
And
behind the players.
His team, man, they're
playing for him.
And one player that's amazing.
Please tell us who's this
Odegaard.
player. Oh, Martin.
yes.
Yes.
You mean the Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
You mean the orchestra of the conductor of the orchestra?
You don't get a player like that.
No, what a player.
Hey?
And I think, and I'm glad that you brought up Odegaard, because we were speaking about him earlier. As a youngster, was tipped to be great. He had a tough time at Madrid. I think went to Sociedad
He went a couple of
6 loans,
Yes,
not
you're right.
successful.
You're right.
And then Arteta makes him captain. As a rival fan,
Exactly.
let me tell you, as a rival fan, when Arteta made him captain, I thought, what a bad mistake. A youngster like him, captain. Did you think it was right decision at the time? Having like Xhaka and him in the squad, right?
I don't think it was the right decision.
You didn't think it was the right
at the
decision?
time,
Yeah.
because him just coming into the team, but he's something else.
He's
in
something
Arsenal.
else. He's a leader.
Seeing him play in Arsenal,
He leads by example.
And you see, the good thing was Arteta, I think, used his mind. All the teams that this guy did play for, there were too many superstars.
Yeah.
So he tried to play, but play for them. I mean, Ronaldo, United.
100%.
What Rashford is doing now, he couldn't do that when Ronaldo
Sometimes
was
the shadow of a great player is too
Because-
much for other people.
Yes.
because they tried to play for that player.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And look at Rashford now. He's
Amazing.
unstoppable.
In the form of his life.
He's unstoppable.
Amazing.
And Ronaldo gone, it's not affecting them, it's actually boosted them. United.
And I think for all you, for you fans, if you're hearing what Shahid is saying as well, is that it's not just about watching Arsenal play football,
100%.
but Shahid is a lover of good football. And that's important. And even if you have a rival fan, it doesn't hurt to appreciate good players, appreciate good football. And big up to you for bringing that up.
It's the love of the game, like we
they
say.
say. Don't jella fang tips, man. Don't jella. Fang tips.
There's no tips to farm.
There's no So amazing. But this is a beautiful way to bring this in. Shahid Sumar. He reminds me so much about Aaron Ramsey. Remember we were talking about it in Spotlight? Because this guy could get under people's skin.
Hey.
Now let me tell you guys something, and I said in the start of the segment that there's a special bond there.
Oh, it's just a very special moment.
2011, 2012. Verenigde Old Boys, we are at the what's end. We started again from the beginning, Ibrahim. And we go through the whole season. We win the
Playoffs.
Imfuleni Super League. We win it.
We come
We
to
champions. Now, thereafter, your next step is SAB League. That's your semi-pro league. We don't know. We have a mixed team. Shahid, you remember we never have soccer boots, whatever it is. Here again, I got to
Coach,
big out.
amazing.
But
Oh,
also my mom and my dad.
Oh.
And cut a long story short, we've got Northwest University, and this is the Varsity Cup Northwest University playoff game.
3 games, right? It was 3 games.
2 games.
Two games.
We come here, first leg at home. Ibrahim, wouldn't say packed, but you must see about 1,000 people there, all from Rastaval,
Lovely.
people with the camp chairs and stuff, and 1-1. We go back next week to the university. Packed. When I say packed to the rafters, and it's 1-1 again, Ibrahim.
And they must have been, I think, 90-1 supporters.
Yeah, 90-1.
Supporters.
It's only
All their
the view
supporters, eh?
Crazy.
Vereeniging Old Boys bench, and this made history. It really made history in the football fraternity. Obviously, maybe we should start talking about the story. And my dad is there, Shahid is there, 1-1, and
Full
the
time.
referee comes to the 2 coaches, and I'm here, and I'm like, referee asks coaches, what do you want to do?
Penalties.
This
extra
is
time.
worth promotion
To the castle,
promotion
eh?
to the Castle League. I'm 26 years old. We're doing something which has never been done. And Ibrahim, I look at my dad, and
You
referee
tells the
says,
referee. Extra time.
penalties or extra time. I say shit.
Extra time.
I look around, I say, you know what? We're playing well. I haven't made a lot of substitutions. Maybe I can filter. I say extra time, but no. I turn around and I look at Aaron, and you know what this guy is doing to me?
I walked up to him.
He's smiling. He says, Coachy, tell him what you told me. Tell him exactly
I
what
walked
you
up
told
to
me.
him. I told him, Coach, our guys are tired. It's 90 minutes. To the castle, that playoff game is, you know, it's
It's a full
and
match.
It's a, and you know, it's
Intense.
youngsters, it's a full out, it's a run. I tell him, Coach,
I'm pulling
no
them
extra
out.
time.
I'm pulling them out.
Penalties, I got your back.
I got your back. And you know what he tells
Confidence.
me?
Love
He
it.
tells me, myself and Shahid, like Ibrahim, we all grew up together. He says, Coachy, I got your back, and what you said, you're not going to disappoint me.
I said, Coach,
I'm
I
giving
got
it
your
to you.
back. And I remember your father. You still looked at me and his father told him,
Trust.
Go for
this
it.
man knows what he's doing.
Trust.
I feel until today, confidence wins you 80% of your game.
100%. 100%.
And guys, Shahid Sumar that night, or that afternoon, when that penalties
It's
happened,
like yesterday.
it was majestic. This man was honestly Budum Dala.
I think
Wambi
I
Saka
saved the
Spider.
first 2.
He saved the first 2, but when we saved the first 2, we didn't even
Crazy.
know where he came. And that's not even a lie. Guys, took Vereeniging Old Boys to SAB promotion. The
Brilliant.
trophy was so big. We came in here, obviously, not what everybody expected, but Shahid Sumar brought us to glory. And wow.
It was a team
Just
effort,
about confidence,
but
confidence personified.
Coach, something we'll never forget.
No,
Of course,
Castle,
that will
Castle.
live with you forever, right?
Forever.
You know what it
in-
reminds me of? The way you guys are bringing this up. Emi Martinez in the World Cup final against France. That confidence, like you say, you know, as a goalkeeper to say, I got your back.
Yes,
course.
yes.
In a penalty, because the penalty shootout, the kickers, you know, it's a luck of a draw. But it's the goalkeeper that
As a
needs to be
goalkeeper,
on
it's
his
a
point.
mind
So
game.
brilliant stuff.
So
And you know-
penalties is a mind game.
And
As
you
a
know,
goalkeeper,
if you
can-
guys don't know, a little bit earlier, we had this unity tournament.
Yes, yes.
A certain Shahid Sumar was standing in the poles in the
Here's
final.
The video is there.
He put the guys
What a
off.
video, sure. But it's confidence.
100%.
Because what they called in this tournament also, it was most a charity thing.
Yeah.
So after the game it was 0-0. So they said, okay, thank you guys. Both teams are winners.
Everybody's-
So I said, no, there must be one winner.
Yeah.
I told them. So they said, okay, penalties, best of 3 penalties.
Yeah.
And it's a mind game. Like I say, it's a
And you
mind
got in the heads, yeah.
but that's, you have to get in the edge. I mean, you see the goalkeepers nowadays.
Yeah.
They walk up to the ball. I think I got that video. I don't know if you guys want to play, but if you get into a kicker's
We'll
head,
drop it on. We'll drop it on
if
for
you
sure.
get it into a kicker's head, you go to him, you'll never score. And throw the ball on. He places the ball nicely. You walk in, you throw the ball. He plays the ball like you throw the ball. It irritates
plays
him.
with him,
It
100%.
irritates a kicker. And 99% of the time they're gonna miss because they
already
now
under
want
pressure.
to score. They now want to score. They're so under pressure.
By the way, that first penalty kick that Shahid saved in 2011
I think-
was Tabor Khale.
And I did.
It was Tabor Khale. He clipped Tabor Khale, pulled him out.
And I did
That was the
exactly.
season Tabor Khale went the next season to Pirates. There were four
Yeah.
Bafana players that played in that Northwest team. That's how big it was.
And I'm telling you-
It wasn't the people of the Val didn't understand how big of an achievement this was. That's how huge it was.
But
So brilliant stuff.
it's a mind game. It's a mind game. If, as a goalkeeper, I don't know. It's a mind game. I don't know if it's a gift or, but I think it's that tells you exactly which way the guy's gonna kick and.
And your confidence, knowing that you know what, you are the best, and no one's gonna be better than you.
Of course,
You know?
of course.
So brilliant stuff, man. So
But yeah.
you remind me so much of Aaron.
But
Banks,
at least
man.
at that point of time, we grew up together. But coach, I mean, we were friends and we
sure.
coach. But I think he's living his dream, and
Amazing.
I was living my dream at the time. So it was.
And let me tell you, as a striker coming up against Shai, you always regretted it. Because you have to be so pinpoint to get
Yeah,
those
you
ball
have-
past this
you have-
boy. Because you don't
One of the
understand,
best,
his
man.
hands and his legs are like elastic bands.
One
man.
of the best.
They just move. And he's not scared to put his body on the line.
Not
Anything.
But that's why you play. That's why we play.
100%.
Agreed.
100%.
Wow.
Abdul, if you want to touch Shahid, you know, if you want to go into Shahid's stint in coaching and
Oh wow. Shahid Sumar. You know, where do we start? Cricketer, top wicket keeper, stamping. But I was always with a reserve keeper, right? Wicket keeper. Right?
Wait,
Let's be honest.
clarify.
No, let me rephrase this. He's been playing cricket since age of?
Hey, long time.
No, since age of?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah, long.
But I didn't know I could play cricket. Honestly,
Yeah, it's the
I played
truth,
soccer since age of 4.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
I didn't know I could play cricket. When I was 16 years old,
Yeah.
we moved was to
Yes.
and they used to play cricket in our flat and whatever it is. So I started playing cricket and the guy said, come.
Come
And that's when I went to start playing cricket, and this guy's been playing forever. And that's when I started playing cricket.
You know, when this guy, guys, if you don't know, not only a wicket keeper, also a tremendous spin bowler. Can you remember Tuffy Barnes? Late Tuffy Barnes. God rest his soul. What a phenomenal person. Tuffy Barnes used to put a coin, guys. Listen nicely, a 5 rand coin, and Shahid used to hit that because he's leg spinner, right?
Leg
He used to
spinner.
hit that coin, and that's what we used to do. Shahid is also, guys, a stalwart when it comes to any advice for aspiring goalkeepers. He's got a small stint in Cape Town PE where he really coached the ABC Motsepe team goalkeeper. He man coached these goalkeepers. So we're sitting next to a legend in his own right.
And Shahid, if you had to give youngsters advice that want to become a goalkeeper and want to aspire to, you know, take it up as a profession, a few words, what would you tell them? Like, what would they need to do to develop it?
My son, for example, which is a perfect example. My son is he's now 10, but since the age of 5, 6, he loves goalkeeping. He loves goalkeeping. And you don't get many of, especially our Indian boys that like it. But my son, he loves it. So since the age of 5, I never sent him to a club.
Yeah.
Coach, I mean,
I've been with you.
But coach training, but I never sent him to play for a club because I feel I got him. I put a little bit of an astro at my house downstairs. I got him his parlor, and I said, I'll coach him.
Yeah.
Because him just going to play out there, he's just gonna do whatever, just, you know. So I said, I'll coach him. And lockdown came, which was the perfect time. So I had that time, and I started coaching him, you know. And he's, I mean,
phenomenal.
Today,
just anything.
Ronaldo can kick that ball. That
Yeah,
my son will stand.
And it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Amazing.
So it's the confidence. It's the confidence and commitment.
That keep going at
100%.
it. Don't give up. No
Don't
matter
give
how
up.
tough it is,
100%.
keep going at it.
100%. You must.
And I think that's
youngsters
important.
always want to be in the front.
Exactly.
Be
Yeah.
strikers,
It's
score goals.
not even score goals. They're more tricks and
But Shahid, we know that you cut for time, right?
It's
You're not
so
giving
lovely.
us.
I actually am cut, but I was loving it.
You're not going to leave us without at least giving us your most favorite decorated Arsenal players, your all-time. Just give us three. Don't have to give us your all-time.
Yeah. Just three
Just
players
give us
that you
your
loved
three
watching.
that really inspired you. And I promise you, Shahid Sumar loved this so much. He's going to be back for his all-time 11
Of
very
course.
soon.
No,
Very
definitely.
soon.
I mean, definitely. I will definitely be back.
It will be an honor.
Okay. My three players that
Of
I.
course.
Even if it's not Arsenal, Shahid, your
Any-
three players
okay.
that you love
Like
watching.
I said,
You are a lover of football.
I love Arsenal, but
100%.
Give us
I
your
love
top
watching
three.
good games. So I'm going to tell you the three players which I think is the best.
And
Which
remember,
I
this is
enjoy
going
watching.
out. Your top three all-time plays is going out on Instagram tomorrow. So guys,
Okay.
watch out.
One that I really like at the moment, which I think is going to be a superstar, is Musiala. What's it?
Musiala.
Musiala.
Musiala. Ooh, Bayern Munich.
Oh,
German.
a brilliant. I've seen him. I haven't seen a player like that in a long time. I've seen him in the World Cup. Amazing.
Wow.
So that's now
Nice.
one player. Odegaard is
I love it.
Martin.
what a player. And number three. It's a difficult one, but Messi is my man.
Hey, you quieted cutting to Old
Messi
Trafford.
is something else.
No, but big
Respect,
respect
the Messiah.
to big respect to Messi. Big respect.
Respect.
He's
a baller.
Not because they won the world,
But he's your man. He's your guy.
I mean, everything he's done in football, right? One of the best players to ever
And I don't
grace
think
the
I've ever
football
seen him.
pitches.
Nah.
That's something we won't say.
So guys, Jamal Musiala, Bayern Munich, phenom, actually swapped England for Germany.
Yes, I was just going to ask
Yeah.
you. He was in England.
Yeah, he played for England juniors and is now swapped over to
To
Germany.
What a
Wow.
player,
what
eh?
story.
Martin Odegaard,
Oh,
the
man.
conductor of the orchestra,
Ah.
Norwegian assassin,
Just a-
and Messi. The
One goalkeeper, let me tell you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
If a lot of people like him or dislike him, but Joe Hart, I think was.
Oh, nah. Joe, what was
Hello.
Oops, man.
You-
I personally think that.
Oh,
I
man.
mean,
You know, Joe Hart was pivotal to Manchester City's success before Guardiola.
I know
came.
when Guardiola came,
Yes.
he
Guardiola used Joe Hart like how Ten Hag used Ronaldo.
You know-
to put an example. Why? Because he was the biggest player at the club.
Wasn't Joe Hart in the title-winning team with Roberto Mancini?
Yeah.
You
he
know-
was the number one, and he was England number one as well. At that
100%.
time.
He was a
what
baller. I
Nothing
mean, what
wrong.
the-
Pep is I mean, the goalkeeper he got now is excellent.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, Joe Hart.
No.
Shot
he-
stopper.
And he's a big boy. Eh?
He's a big boy.
He's a top goal, but Joe Hart was.
No,
Do
no,
you
no,
know
no,
at
no.
that time, Shahid, when Pep
And a shot
Guardiola
stopper.
came, Arsenal were in for him. You know it. Arsenal were in for him at that time, and then it broke. It just fizzled out.
And you know, you when you send a keeper to a different club, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
It changes things.
you need your team behind you.
100%.
And yeah,
Goalkeeper is a
but-
tricky one.
Wow.
Tricky position.
because you can, everyone can make a mistake. The goalkeeper makes that mistake.
Everybody
It's in the
remembers
parlour.
it.
No, it's in the parlor. So
I mean, you've seen it with De Gea, right? The other day against Everton.
Hmm.
Brilliant performances before, brilliant performances after. One mistake, ball through his legs. They don't stop talking for 3 days about it.
exactly, and
You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
and what saves did that guy?
Exactly.
I mean,
So,
And you hate from a goalkeeper, so yeah.
100%.
Wow, Ibrahim, this was absolutely, can I say, fantabulous.
Shahid, we
Wow.
always say,
Shahid Suman.
when you join the cool
Yeah.
seat, you become a family
You
member
are
of
part of
Gunning
the
to Old
family.
Trafford. So you have an open invitation. Whenever you want to come in and give us another segment, you're more than welcome to come in.
thanks, guys.
Yeah. And now you know where our
that's
secret
like a spot
location
because-
is.
Oh yeah, I
Your
know.
spot is reserved.
Oh, and you guys have a
Listen.
beautiful place, guys. You guys need to come see this place.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Shahid.
Listen,
Appreciate
you
it.
know,
Huh.
on a team sheet, the goalkeeper is always the number one. So you always have a spot here. We must always have our goalkeeper. You know what I'm
100%,
saying?
100%.
So yeah, amazing, Shahid.
Thanks,
It's
guys.
been an honor.
It's
All
been
the
an honor,
best.
Shahid.
Thanks so
Always
much,
Wow.
guys. Thanks so much for
Amazing,
having me.
amazing.
And guys-
before we go, Shahid, that was amazing. We're going to count you down. Oh, yeah, you can do that, no problem. And then we're going to do on 3. We are all coming to Old Trafford. You're going to say it with us, right? Okay, get gents, if
Done.
you could.
Happy.
3, 2, 1. We are
Gunning to Old Trafford. Thank you.
guys. Wow.